Hi guys, welcome back. As promised, we're digging into the V-Berth. I'm not looking forward to it because I don't know really how to deal with it. Let me show you what we're dealing with. This is what I need to deal with. I can't even step into the V-Berth. But when I do get to the V-Berth, we've got quite a lot of rubbish in here. So up there are some old logbooks, ship's logs. We got a bunk, we got another bunk, and a lot of rubbish that's just been tossed in here. You'll see that everything is still very much after the fire. Oh man, we haven't touched anything in here. I don't know, I guess it's just been too depressing to think about. So now I need to get in here because there's things I need. We have our electrical cables. I need to start working on electrics, various pumps and things I need to set up. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. There's some more fiberglass over there that I need for some projects up on deck. So let's get started with this ASAP. But of course, before I do any of that, I actually have to be able to get into the V-Berth. So I need to clean up all the stuff that's just been piling up in front of the V-Berth. Unfortunately, this really has been treated as a dumping ground. I've got electrical cables, I've got just things that have fallen off of the settee that have landed on the floor over the last couple of months of wind and rain, etc. I'll try not to let it get like this again, but there's just no place for half my stuff. So the hope is that once the V-Berth is clean, things can get packed up in here in a slightly neater fashion. Plus it all smells just terrible, disturbing all of the powder from the fire, and that's getting in my nose and it's getting in everything and it's touching me and making me itchy, but I can't leave it any longer. Alright, so I've opened up this old hatch, which I haven't opened up in years. Got a little bit of light in here. This is how it looks. I mean, yeah, it's not great, but this is how it looks. I gotta go through all of these things. I mean, here you can see just from the ambient heat, something I purchased, service for a Japsco pump, spare parts, all melted together, vacuum packed. There's a lot of that sort of thing happening. Electrical cables over here, sort of melted. Wow, I didn't realize that the heat would have been on the other side of this bulkhead. The fire was over here mostly, but just the ambient heat in here definitely made a difference. Wow, incredible. But I did find my one motor here. This is probably still fine. I'll have to test it. There's some stuff in here that I need. This should be rubbers for turning my own cutlass bearings. This is a brand new pump. It's just dirty. There's a manual pump here and a bunch of other odds and sods. Some cables up there, some spare cables. Up there is a drop sheet of some sort. I don't know what else is in there now that the light is in here. It's a little bit blinding. There's an old hammock of mine. I've had this hammock for a great many years. Alright, so a lot more cleaning up to do. I definitely have to clean that up. That needs to work in order for me to get my COF. Alright, let's continue on. I'm going to start next with those books. Right, so that's phase one of the cleanup. I now have a ton of stuff here that I need to take home. And I need to go through all those books, manuals, the things that you find. So in here is slowly looking a little bit better. I know it doesn't look like I've done a lot, but I have cleaned up quite a bit. And my hope is that I can get all the way through to there. That I need to get into so that I can start doing the windlass and getting it unhooked. That's the chain locker. Something that's really insane. Let me show you. At some point years ago, they drilled a hole in here. That's the bottom of the chain locker. Instead of having the cables come in through higher up, where it looks like they may have done at some point, they drilled a hole because the cables come through the floor in the bunk. And because of that, when water gets in, it spills out over here, pours down here, and starts filling up underneath this bunk. There's a little hatch under here, and if you pull that off, I'll probably find there's water in. Okay, but let's see. I will show all of you that. What's up there? I'll show all of you that later. But for now, let's go home and deal with all of the other stuff tomorrow, because the rain has just started, rather typically. It is the next day, and I've come to have a look at this situation. All of this needs to get sanded back. I need to deal with this bit of veneer. I need to screw that out and take it out from the other end, but I don't have access right now. And then after a bit of sanding and a little bit of cleaning over there, I should be able to glass. It won't be today, there's still too much humidity in here, and I have been running this wee little heater to try and heat up this room, but with all the humidity and the dampness, there's so much of it everywhere. And I mean, the wood is good. I mean, well, some of it, parts of the deck, yeah, I've known about that for ages. But okay, we'll fix that from underneath. But all of this needs to dry. This entire head definitely needs to dry. But let me sand that and come in here with the vacuum. Yeah. Right, that's all been sanded. I'm going to wipe it down with acetone and then leave that all to dry. I don't want to turn the heater on just yet because there's a lot of particles in the air. And I once saw a movie where somebody was doing something and there was a lot of wood shavings in the air, and they started a heater and there was a flash fire, and that kind of stuck with me. So I don't want to do that. Right. Back into the V-Berth. Well, we have some packets. Oh, this is very nice cable. Oh yeah, this is for solar. Very nice cable. We've got a ton of it. Fine. There's another bag here with cables in. All of this is cables, it looks like. Electrical systems type cables. Let's have a look and see. I'm surprised just how many there were in there. Now I know we cleaned this all out a few years ago, but yeah, so there's like a 3-core cable. A bunch of weird cable here. Alright, all of this will need to be looked at, tested. Yeah, alright. What follows is a massive journey of discovery. I've never seen so many cables in my life. We've got 3-core power cables, we've got data cables for Furuno stuff. We've got so many packets of just little bits and pieces of cables, power supplies, more 3-core cables. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. All of this will have to be tested. All of it will have to be gone through with an analytical eye. I can obviously use quite a bit of it, especially the longer runs, when we start wiring up the cabins again. but a lot of it I probably will never use again. And obviously some of it isn't going to work. I'm going to have to test it all. That's an extension. Those are extra cables for outside, shore power cables, power supplies. I mean, it's just, I can't believe all of the stuff's been sitting there. Just meters and meters and meters of it. For aerials, for UHF radio, extra cables there, CB radio stuff, more power supplies, extra bits of netting. Yeah, all of this was just sitting in a cupboard, forgotten. Well, and of course, I have new rolls that I've bought for all sorts of things, lying under there. Alright, there's some more weird little cubbies that I have to get into, so let's do that. Let me first empty all of this out the way, because we're making a mess again. Before I actually start cleaning up, I decided to make just a little bit more mess. I just couldn't really stand looking at the burnt cables and the old burnt ducting and old lights for the cabin, so I started removing it all. I figure let's just get it out of the way. These old light switches with a little down light inside them came off of an old train. I don't know if it was retrofitted to the boat from inception or if it was added years later, but you know, they're pretty cool. They have an interesting retro aesthetic to it. Oh well, back to work. It's been a long time since I've been in here, but look at all this. So this has been closed up for so long. All of the old hatches have a pump installed at the back of them, which is a fantastic idea, and I have some replacement ones. Some of these are in good nick, some of them are not working at all. What I do have in here are just tons of hoses. These are hoses. I think these are all hoses. This is a hose. This is a hose of some sort. That one's for an outboard with a tank. And then there's a bunch of other weird hoses here. Wow, there really is a bit of a concoction of weird stuff, and I don't know how far this goes. This should go pretty far, pretty deep. I guess I just have to take all this out. Apologies for the noise. Man, there's a lot of just odd stuff in here. Obscure and bizarre stuff that is wet. Yeah, there would be water in here, wouldn't there? It's probably good that I'm getting into here. Ooh, nice cable. Don't know what it is. Coming out. I think I can do this quicker. Just a sec. Alright, I'm a little concerned. My hope is that this water is literally from coming in from leaks outside. I'm not going to taste it because it's disgusting, but this is the housing for the transducer, and I'm shitting myself that this has come loose and there's a slow leak and water's getting in, and oh man, I gotta get this water out of here, and I need to inspect this situation urgently. Right, panic averted. That other unit over there is actually just cabled on, and it's an emergency stop if I ever need to pull that out to replace it, and that's all that is. That is the actual transducer. Oh man, did I have a bit of a panic attack right now. Holy poop. Alright, we'll proceed as normal. Yeah, it's enough to give you a bit of a heart attack. But yeah, I have uncovered so much stuff. All of that. So those are all just spare hoses and things. I have no idea what half of them are for. Lots of them are pretty bad, so I won't bother with them. They'll just get tossed. The rest, I need to sort of check it out. Like this is a high pressure 10 bar cable, pipe, sorry. And it still looks in pretty good nick, and there's a few other little ones there. Right. I need to take a minute. The clouds are slowly coming over, so this is probably all I'm going to get done today, but I can carry on tomorrow. So maybe I should just take the win and not push it any further and go home. Let's do that. I forgot how curves can be annoying. But I can add more, so not a big deal. This will be the first of a lot of fiberglass. Now this is a very quick, easy way to provide me a bit of a contour, and I'll come through with a much thicker piece of glass once this is dry. Done and dusted. Well, I think that's about it for this week. With the weather changing so constantly, it's been a little bit of a mission, as always, this time of year. I should really stop mentioning the weather, but it's such a key part of getting anything done on board that, it is what it is. I've made a lot of headway, and I'm glad I've done so. There is still a lot more to do. I have to continue sanding and glassing and making a bit of a dent in the head, and I got to keep going in the V-Berth. The V-Berth is going to be key for keeping the boat tidy, and now that I'm kind of up to dealing with it, and I've already started and found a couple of things that I didn't want to find, I need to deal with it. So I'll do that in the next week's episode. I think it will be more of the same, but a lot more glasswork, and if the weather holds out, I'll be able to do that. I was going to do more today, but the head is just saturated. Everything is wet. So that piece of the bulkhead repair I did yesterday is it's all soaking wet at the bottom there, and I can't work in those situations, and I can't leave a heater in there overnight, and I'm paranoid about leaving electrics on the boat for obvious reasons. So thank you, everybody. That'll be all for this week. If you do want to contribute in any which way to help this project along, specifically to buy a camera again, because now I have no camera. I have to use my phone, and I don't enjoy it. It makes editing hard. It makes everything hard. So there's a link. You can buy me a coffee, and I'll appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported and has returned and is continuing to watch these videos. Drop me a comment and a like, and chat to me. I like to have a chat. Cheers, guys. Bye. See you next week.